welcome. What is this now? 142 in search of awesome. We are still making big moves. I think we're just getting warmed up, you guys. And tonight's just a night I got to tell you, I've been looking forward to it. Happy holidays to everyone. I know we're in the week before before we start, the new year, and all zeros all numbers go back to the zero. So I think you're going to enjoy the short night. My special guest is Miss Jeniffer Fodill from Salon Owner. She is an owner, Hair Perfection. I'm going to refer to her as a social digital marketing Jedi, more specifically her team. Jeniffer continues to remind me, Michael, it's about my team. If it wasn't for my team, I don't think we could be hitting the benchmarks that we're hitting. So she'll be speaking on behalf of her team tonight. As I said, Summit Salon, she's the owner of Hair Perfection. Her coach is Miss Deb McMahon. Deb is always making big boom. And those guys are located in the greater Richmond, Virginia area. And kind of a village, a burb inside of that radius. We'll talk more about it. But let me tell you why I invited her to come on. First of all, she's hitting the numbers. In 2016, 844,000. In her retail, her RTS, Randy, you're going to love this, is 6%. So she gets involved with Summit in 17. Brings it, has to walk through whatever you got to walk through, but retail goes up to 11 points. Her sales this year, look at that, blew it up to 900 and running at 14%. She's got a plan in play, and I bet her a Starbucks Grande topping nut latte, she's going to probably be trending 1.2, 1.3 million. So it's extraordinary. Her average ticket is $76. Now, this is what you really got to start wrapping your mind around. When you take her referral count for the total salon and her new business count, it represents about 40% of her total guest count, and we're going to get into why in a second. Shannon, you're going to love this. Her rebook is running at 70%. I'm going to point this out now, and then I'm going to point it out several times. When you add up this is the new algorithm that her and I discovered as we were prepping for the interview. If you add up new and referral percent, and you add it to your rebook, anytime that number is over 100, you're growing in, your head count is growing. We call it your GF, or your growth factor, and we'll talk about it more. It's a new discovery we made. New referral plus rebook is your growth factor. As I said, hers is running at 40%, her new and referral. When you add it to her rebook, this is why rebook is so important. You add up all these numbers. When that number is above 100, you know that every 8 weeks your base is going to grow, your head count's going to grow. And as Mr. Mahoney would say, you either got to get more clients with money or get more money from clients. This is how we grow and get more clients to come in and serve us through that. And she's doing it through social digital marketing, as you'll see. She is on page 1 in Google. That's why I wanted her on tonight. Her website is linked to her Instagram pages as well as her Google page. When you really hang out on the salon's Instagram pages and her people's pages, they're very well managed by her team, that anytime somebody is loading content on their page and tagging the salon, in a very short period of time, you'll find it on the mother page. And when you really see what she's doing as she coaches her people for kindness, as she'll say, she's doing some things with the guest experience. This should be a plan that we're going to continue to teach over time. So she's going to tell you her story. She graduates from high school in 81, goes right into hair school, opens Hair Perfection in 1990. So she has been in the game a while, and she's her growth in the last 2 or 3 years, especially from going to Summit in 16, went to 844, had to walk through what we walked through when we're rebuilding in 17, and look at the boom, went from one step forward to take 3 steps back. So she's doing it big time. You're gonna find that she hangs out, that she really has her social media act together. She's got the salon's Instagram page. She's got 80% of the guests in the salon are on one of those 2 platforms, Instagram or Facebook. Her handle, and you want to really follow the work on her page, Hair Perfection Short Pump, which is really the village outside of Richmond. 40% of referrals she claims comes from Instagram and Facebook, but I think when you really add that I would say 40% of her head count comes from Google, website, and her social media platform, specifically Instagram. So yeah, I'm going to bring her on. She's going to tell us a little bit about her story, and then we're going to get into really those touch points and those click paths, because it's really where we're going as salon owners. So keep your fingers crossed. I'm going to see if the Wi-Fi gods are working tonight, and if they are, we will bring her on. And I bet there she is. Why don't you guys give it up for a big time, will ya? Did you hear me bragging on you?
I did. Thank you.
Well, I know it's been, you guys are really busy today. You were behind the chair. We just got off of you were telling me that your salon, your people did inside of, what was it, 21 days? They do 31 days of business. So you got a lot cooking.
Very much. It's been a very wonderful holiday season for us here.
Yeah. Well, listen, we always like to start with the story. So, because it gives us appreciation of how far you came. So tell us about your life and what your life was like prior to like going to Summit, working with Dave, kind of waking up to a better way of doing business.
Well, almost 29 years ago, I opened Hair Perfection, and with the aspirations of being able to create a nice culture for people to come in and be able to enjoy their talent and passion of hair. And things were good. Things have always really been good. But it always seemed like I ended up in the same place, sort of feeling like it was always Groundhog Day. It felt as though we were repeating the same things over and over again. I'd take 3 steps forward and I'd go 2 steps backwards. So I was always sort of on the lookout to what would be a better way to do something, what would create a better culture, a better environment that could produce, a better service and a better name for ourselves out here.
So something happened, something magical happened. What was that made the difference?
Well, I attended Summit. And I was able to meet and have a coach, and Deb McMahon. And
by the way, she's watching us tonight, Jennifer. She's already raving. She says Jennifer's amazing, and so she's watching. You're one of her prodigies.
Well, I love Deb, and Monica Morris is our rep, our Redken rep. And she is who encouraged me to go to Summit. And I just have never looked back. It has given us a vehicle to be able to find the career path for each individual team member that's in here. And it has given us great tools to be able to pull ourselves together and help each other be better our best every day. And sort of look around in our Summit community that's always offering us new and better ways of doing things. You're not alone.
And so now you really, that your culture, your company has been, whatever you want to call it, reinvented, recreated, transformed. What's it like to be Jennifer? What's it like to be, have the salon today that sounds like it was a very different salon than what it was a short time ago?
Yeah. It's very exciting. I felt a little bit like maybe I was sort of stuck and stagnant. And when we brought on all of our Summit tools and principles, it was able to grow all of the team members so much, and to see them be able to achieve so much more. It was a little bit of a snafu in the beginning, like it always is when you bring on something that's really very different. And I probably lost technically 30% of the employment here, and 32% of the clients technically I should have been losing when I decided this was the change we were going to make. But every person that was left, which is 70%, did 20% more in that year's time of being able to concentrate on pre-books and books and referrals and average ticket and all of the great, wonderful things that we've learned how to plan our career, not just wait for it to happen to be accidentally successful.
I'm glad you said that, because it really, at face value, it really is. When you're bringing in a new way, some make it and some don't. And while you're taking steps back, the people that stay are brought to a much higher level in performance and in excellence. And so it's not, first of all, it's not the setback that it would be traditionally. And the biggie is you're able to bounce back, recover, get back, and move on from. I mean, that's your trajectory that I showed a few minutes ago really states that it didn't take you long at all to catch up, and now you're in a very different place.
Yes. And did I mention that 70% left are so much happier, and that because of what they're achieving? So the culture, the coaching to the kindness, to being able to be a team together and build each other up, and have associates come in and learn and teach them and teach each other. It's just a remarkable environment. It really creates a great environment.
So where does Jeniffer and Hair Perfection go from here? What's in store for you in 2019 and beyond?
Well, I am looking forward to having shareholders, and that might not be in 2019, but definitely 2020. We've had 3 associates, and they've been very successful, and we've really enjoyed having that experience. And so we want many more. We're getting in the schools, and I think that I will be able to have a legacy eventually down the road, and Hair Perfection will exist even when I no longer am behind the chair.
So there's a whole bunch of people that are watching tonight, Jeniffer, and there's going to be a few thousand, frankly, over the next several days that are going to, engage in this conversation. They're at a place that you were at a short time ago, and they're looking and sensing that you're in a very different place today, and they're inspired. You're a vision of what's possible. In a nutshell, what might you say to them that would give them the inspiration and the hope, so that sooner rather than later they might be enjoying what you're enjoying?
Well, you need to surround yourself with the people who trust you and believe in you, but that are like-minded like you. You need to find the support. I found it through Summit, all of the people that are involved in Summit. It is a community. It's you every week on Michael Cole Live. It's my coach, Deb, who I can call at any minute to ask a question. It's all of the workshops that I try to go to, and now y'all even have it so we can do it social media. We don't even have to go to another state, which is great. But you need to utilize all of these expertise, and believe in yourself, and get a plan that feels comfortable to you, and just a vision and a why, and dedication, perseverance.
Well, you've really set up, I really liked what you said, that your team and you are evolving and innovating this whole thing that continues to become a bigger and bigger reality, and frankly something that more and more Summit Salon owners need to contend with. And we call it, the social digital marketing effort, and it really is a team effort at Hair Perfection. So there's this, I have this little picture of it. Starts with, presence on Google, and how Google is tied into website, and how accessible are the social media platforms from the website, and what do the social media pages look like. And so it goes on and on and on, Jeniffer, and you and your team seem to be on the forefront. So in a nutshell, walk us through that. How did you become familiar with Google and get to the place in Google that you're at?
Well, the entire team together has worked hard on all of that. I think that it started with me just realizing that every single client who walked through the door and we asked, how did you hear from us, told us that they saw us on Google. They Googled it and we came up. So then I said, oh, well, how do we get to be a little bit closer? And how can someone see us a little bit better? And so I got together with all of the team here, and all of them that were social media savvy and asked what they did on their Instagram. And we put our heads together and we started working on our website and our Google and
well,
Instagram and Yelp.
let me just stop at Google because I've got my mobile, and I want to really make sure that the audience really sees how far you come. So I'm going to do something because I did this because usually when prospective guests in any community are looking for who is or what is the place in town, they're Googling now, and I'm holding my mobile up to the Google page, and if I touch on the Google page and key in hair salons in Short Pump, Virginia, which is where your salon is located, you are smack dab. I'm going to see if they can see that. Hair Perfections, there it is on page 1, and it's number 3. So you're saying that between yourself and your team, as you found out more and more about Google and reviews, you're able to get to that place now. And I forgot to ask you, I'm going to put you on the spot. Did you do any Google advertising for business, or was that all done through organic?
Oh, that's all organic.
Well, I mean, it's extraordinary, and that's why, I want salon owners that are watching this to really see this. Now, when I touch the second page of Google, you can see your website is there, so you can seamlessly go to the website. Your website, Jeniffer, is extraordinary, and of course the Wi-Fi takes a while for the website to come on. Oh, there it is. It popped up, and what I absolutely love about your website is the very first icon I see. I don't even have to scroll. Is your Instagram icon.
Yes.
And when I touch that icon, it brings me right to your salon's Instagram page, and it's seamless. It's like one click. And you and I were kind of going through this because I was kind of vetting you out. I wanted to make sure that we didn't have anybody fraudulent on the show. I think you were part of our research, and you guys aced it, because if I touch, and the work, when I scroll your page, the work is absolutely exquisitely beautiful. I mean, that's beautiful hair. It's apparent that all of your people have been well trained in color, in design, and I can touch any picture and it shows me. Now I can see that you guys have been trained, because in this particular picture here, it's Kaylee. If I touch the link, it takes me right to Kaylee's page. I can see the actual picture that was posted on your page. It was posted on her page a few days ago. Whoever's managing your page is getting it to your page, and it's seamless. It's like, I think it's the combination of all that equates to why 40% of your headcount is new and referral.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're saying that your team, collectively, between you, your team, and social media classes you're going to, it sounds like you're hanging out on our channel, and that as you're learning this, you're basically applying this to what you're doing, and boom goes to dynamite.
Yes, we absolutely, Michael. We did your workshop, which was amazing, and we follow you. We follow everyone that comes onto your show, and we take a little bit each time. There's someone new with another idea, and it has brought all of the multi-generational gap together too. We have, every stylist in here has a different need for that social media. And so we've tried to educate them like you have educated us on the importance of it.
Yeah, well, we're on our 142nd episode. You've been loyal followers, and of course you're working with Deb McMahon. I think it's the combination of all of this that it's getting you, page 1 Google. You're mindful enough where your icons are on a mobile device on your website are accessible. By the way, who helps you to manage your Instagram page so that when your people, I just interviewed Lindsay a couple of weeks ago or so, and like when she posts on her page, and she tags your page, who is it that's responsible in your company to get it from the tag tank onto the page?
Megan.
Yeah.
Megan is, And if Megan's not there, it's whoever's standing in front of me. I hand them my phone.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, Megan is doing, just tell her that I said she's just doing an extraordinary job. You guys really are poster children for doing it right. Now,
Thank you.
there's a whole bunch more I want to say about this, and I'm going to have you back for an encore in 2019. But your second key before we say goodnight, and it's about you have this term, Jennifer, called coaching to kindness.
To kindness.
And that you've been able to do that where social digital now is part of your culture. In a nutshell, what's that mean? How does that work?
Well, when we started with Summit, the first thing I did, of course, was have Deb, and Deb came and coached me. And I realized at that moment that each person on my team needed my individual coaching and kindness in everything that we did, every aspect of them growing their business. And quite frankly, in this day and time, your picture to the world is so easy through social media. And I think that has had to be just one of the biggest parts of our monthly coaching is to all of what's taken place around us right now. And that's social media and being able to present yourself to the world so easily. But coaching is definitely the key to this whole thing.
I love it. Well, Jennifer, we're out of time, and I want to keep the conversation going with you. There's actually a handful of Summit salons like you that are really have all of those loose ends tied down. I want to give that to our viewers tonight before we say goodnight to the viewers. So I'm going to say goodnight to you, have you back on for an encore. We'll be talking some more. You did a wonderful job. I just love you. I love your people. I wish you Godspeed in 2019, and I want to be there to celebrate your $1.3 million victory in 2019. So thank you very much for coming on tonight.
Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael.
Give it up for one more time, you guys. So this is our new picture, and the new picture is really the 4 touch points. And Jennifer and Hair Perfection, along with a handful of other Summit salons, I think are really hitting the bullseye on those touch points. They've got the Google experience, meaning they are on page 1. They're managing their reviews in a way, they're managing what they're doing on their content. They understand what algorithms that Google is searching for to get to page 1. When you're on page 1, that's a major, major difference maker in the percentage of new business that you're going to get. You're going to get double-digit new business, including referrals. I think referrals are no different than new clients that aren't requesting, that they're one and the same, and we're beginning to trace them back to the internet. And then, of course, you're going to want to have your website tight. But the big thing that I loved about Jennifer, and frankly a few other Summit Salon owners, is the Instagram icon is right on the landing page. We don't have to scroll, so that because more and more consumers or potential guests now are more interested in the Instagram galley, the photo galley, so they can touch that, get right to the salon's Instagram page. And the salon's Instagram page is unity with each service provider's pages, so that anytime a service provider is documenting content and loading it on their page, they're tagging the salon, and no, wait, there's more. The page manager is able to repost that content in a timely fashion. So it's the combination of Google page 1, a website that's linked right to Google with a link to Instagram. The pages are well managed. Now notice the social digital guest experience. We now have a tool, and Jennifer was referring to it. All of her people are on the planner. She coaches the kindness, because this is what the people need to be coached on in order to take full advantage of not only the guests that are coming in so that they can rebook, but to be able to work their pages to fill in future windows of time. So there's a new system. There's a new algorithm. And what's really cool about tonight, gang, is now we can measure the effectiveness of this social digital marketing plan. We can look at the new client guest count and the referral guest count. We have to add them together. We have to find out what percentage of the total head count new and referrals make. We add that to rebook, because rebook is we want to rebook more of the first timers that come in. So it's the combination of the rebook percent, your new and referral. So we're adding new ratios, and anytime these numbers are greater than 100, there's future growth. You can predict future growth that every 4, 6, 8 weeks, the head count is going to grow. And as Peter Mahoney says many, many times, I love how he says this, to grow a salon sales, we either have to get more clients to come in with money, or get more money from clients that are coming in. That's growing through increasing average ticket. Getting more money from clients that are already in is average ticket growth. I hope you're hearing that. This is another important facet in growth, and that is we need to grow the head count, and we need to keep more of the new head count that are coming in. That's why rebooking. So Shannon Woosley and any of the other Summit salons that are watching tonight, go and look at your Envision reports and find out what is your new and referral percent of head count. Add that to the salon's rebook percentage. If that is under 100, you know that to grow sales, you have to increase your add-ons, your average ticket. But to the degree that it's at or above 100, now you can grow both. That's why we have Summit salons that have been in business for 20 years, and they're growing at 20, 25, 30% a year. I think we found the next right answer, and that's what I'm hoping that you'll stay close to us, because that's going to be my gospel, if you will, in 2019. So enough. It was wonderful tonight. I think we made history. I want you to give it up for Jeniffer one more time. If you're new to us, it's great to have you here. This was our 142nd episode tonight. So we started this quest, this search for awesome 2.5 years ago. And it's it is the best decision we've ever made, because now, frankly, we're learning from the salons that we're interviewing. So it's extraordinary. Live on this page. This Facebook page is Michael Cole Summit. My last name now is Summit. The Facebook page that you're on, that you're watching tonight, is rapidly becoming what we think is the Salon Spa social digital learning channel. So if you really want to catch up, and you heard Jeniffer tonight, she says, listen, I got to page 1 by watching these webisodes. The interview you're watching tonight, there were 141 before Jeniffer. She said, we watched them and we learned, in combination with Deb McMahon, and that's why we're on Google page 1, and that's why we have our icons accessible and our websites tight, and that's why we're unified in our social, in our Instagram pages with our service providers. That's why we're growing at 20%. That's why we're going to go from $900,000 in sales this year to 1.3 next year. And so, and we're coaching to kindness. We really had this conversation every Thursday night. It's nonstop. It gets better and better and better. And I want you to spread this, because this community is growing. And yeah, by the way, it's for free. So there's no hooks here. This is not an infomercial. This is not a bait and switch. This is legitimate stuff. Now, you can also hang out on Michael Cole Summit on Instagram. And you'll find that we're blogging on that every day. That's more of a motivational, inspirational piece. You can go to YouTube, Michael Cole Summit YouTube, and watch all of these webisodes. That we now, in addition to the 142 of these, we now probably have another 200 after that. So we're approaching 400 webisodes on YouTube, and you're not watching it. This is how you grow your organization. So take advantage of this. You should be living on summitsalon.com. On that front page, you should be living on our product page. You're going to want to get the social digital planner. That was the 4th loose end that Jeniffer and Summit Salons are tying down. You need to have the guest experience needs to be as social digital in real time as the social digital experience that the guest is having as they're searching Google, as they're searching your website, as they're searching Instagram. So this is the book of all books. Get on summitsalon.com on the products page and get that. And there's other new tools that we're adding to that continuously. If you hit a slash on Michael Cole Live or MC Live, you're going to see all of the webisodes from the newest all the way down to the first. They've been edited. They've been cleaned up. Some of them are micro learning, 2-3 minute sound bites. You don't even need to watch them anymore. You guys, you can Bluetooth your mobile device right to your car, and now it's not a webisode. It's a podcast. It's not even a webcast. So you don't need to watch anything. Just listen to it. This will grow your organization if you will take what we're telling you to heart. What else? You're going to want to do business with our social media online training division. It's not a division, it's our team. Luke Huffstetter is the team leader of that. You can, if you call our 800 number or get on summitsalon.com, have somebody call you, or do a zoom.com, a 1 hour complimentary. They will do a social media scorecard, show you what's possible. We have online training programs, social media intensive boot camp that you can sign up for as little as $200, you guys. Luke and I just did a webinar where if you're a salon owner, a Summit Salon owner, you can actually enroll your people for a private session along with some other goodies. You want to watch that webisode because it's the latest, greatest. We are discovering the next right answers on a daily basis, and you need to be hanging out with us. So, we have calculators, we have tracking apps, and it's all digital. It's all mobile. It's all free, and you got to be taking advantage of it. So we ran way over tonight. Why? Because we made history, and we wanted you to really get involved in this conversation. So we always thank our sponsors, L'Oreal Professional Product Divisions. Give it up for those guys because they're just amazing. Here are their brands. I always start with Redken, Purology, Matrix, L'Oreal Professional, Mazzani, Shoe, Kerastase, Baxter. I love Baxter. We're going to have a Baxter interview here pretty quick. Essie. We also always thank Salon Centric, State Beauty, and RDA, ProMart. They are the distribution arms for L'Oreal PPD. And, of course, Summit Salon Business Center. These companies sponsor Summit so that we have the financial resources, frankly, to develop these resources and bring them to you at no charge. We're in a new era, a new game, and you have to be taking advantage of it. So it's 8:35. It was a 35-minute video webcast, and it was worth every minute of it. So I love you all. Happy holidays. We've got a few more days left before all the numbers get rolled back to zero and we get to start it over again. So I love you all, and we will see you next week.